Hey everyone, welcome back. Today, these birds right here are 3 weeks old. They've been outside, well, they stay inside the brooder at night and they come outside during the day. And chicken tractor, and we have two of them. And I've been working on one of them. They both were in pretty rough shape. This one still needs to be worked on, so we brought this one up here just so we keep an eye on them, get them outside during the day. But today they're big enough to go in the one that I just fixed up. Got done finishing up last night. Um, so we're gonna take these chicks down there. We're gonna bring their food and their water. We gotta set up an electric net just for foxes and stuff. And when we get that done, then I can start working on this one. And the second batch of broilers that we have in the brooder can come out here during the day until they're big enough to go down back to these. Okay, so this is how we're going to transport them. This is how we've been doing it for the last week and a half. I just got an old fish tote here, and I'm just going to cram them all into one corner, pick them all up, put them in here, put them in the back of the truck, grab the feed and the water, and we'll take them right down back. See how many fly out before we make it all the way down there. But they're going, I don't have access to the hose, so I might as well fill this up right before we leave. I'll have to lug a bucket down there every other day or so. Well, that hose is cooling down. This is the feeder that we use. We have, I don't know, 3 or 4 of them. All it is just a bucket and a feed pan, and there's an old bucket anyway. I just drilled holes in the bottom with a, I think it was like a 2-inch hole saw. Works good, holds 25 pounds feed. That'll hold them over for, well, probably for close to a week, as young as they are right now. Should be cold by now. Super inexpensive and super handy. I like it better than any of the ones that we've bought so far. Yeah, let's go get these birds on some fresh grass. Okay guys, so we made it down here. The birds are a little anxious, so I'm gonna get this moved and I'll talk about it in a minute. Okay guys, this is our second chicken tractor. Both of our tractors are Suscovich style tractors. We've had them all the homemade ones anyways. We do still have mobile coop on wheels. It works. We don't use it very much. These are a lot easier. These are way easier actually. This one is the best one out of the two, and this one's still pretty rough. This will be the last year for the tarp. It looks like tarp's starting to rip, and I didn't have, this is just made of untreated 2x4s. I had them laying around, and this is, I believe this is the third season on them. I'm gonna have to remake it next year. I can save all these, the roof parts and stuff, and the door is made of cedar. The rest of it I'm gonna have to mill all new cedar for it, but they'll get by this year. But yeah, nothing but good things to say about this tractor. Next week, the other set of birds will be down here with these guys in a separate tractor, and we'll run them both side by side. And I've got some Premier 1 fencing to put around them. We've been having trouble with a fox around here lately, and I don't need to lose any birds. But last year we kind of pushed the limits with these tractors. We ran 35 birds in each of them, and it was doable, but they were kind of a little cramped in there. And this year we just went with 20. They've got way more space in there per set, and I think they'll be happier. So now I just gotta take these wheels off, get this tractor laid down on the ground, run the whole fence around it, and I gotta get the Energizer down here, get their food and water in, and this will take care of tonight's project. Wheels on this thing is super simple to take on and off. They're just run-of-the-mill 10-inch wheels from Tractor Supply, and I just have them on a set of 4-inch carriage bolts, and I just keep the nut to hold them on. You only move them 12 feet at a time. Super simple. The mobile tractor that we have, or the mobile coupe, whatever you want to call it, that runs on like a trailer hitch type style, and it's too heavy for one person to move, so you end up having to use the four-wheeler, and this is just way more simple. So the fencing that I have to put around them is just the Premier 1 hog netting. We don't have pigs this year, so I'm going to use the hog net. Chicken net's being occupied by the ducks right now, but that should be enough to keep the foxes out. We have the biggest Energizer they make for the pigs. I'm just going to use it down here. Hopefully, if a fox decides to get in, thinks twice when it gets bit by the fence. Okay, so here's our setup this year. We're all done with prepping it for the first chicken tractor. We'll have to add to it when we bring the second one down next week. But I should be able to get about three moves, 3 days out of this before I get to reset the fence. Yeah, anyways, we got the Premier One pig netting all the way around them. We're gonna stick the big Energizer on that. That should take care of them. We didn't get to do this last year. We didn't have any grass here. We just planted this last year. A few years ago, they came and put this cell phone tower in beside us. And when they did, they had to dig all this fill out. And they ended up just spreading it out here and making it flat. We planted it in tall fescue and clover. And it's doing great. We never fertilized it once. We just planted it, covered it. It didn't have time enough last year to mature enough for us to be able to run animals on it, but it did this year and we're pretty excited about it. So now we're back in behind the tower where the chickens are ultimately going to end up, and you can see it looks real good on the surface, but as you get down in here, there's just bald spots and places where seed didn't germinate, and it hasn't been long enough yet for the clover seed to mature, to spread. So hopefully the clover will have enough time to mature seed-wise before the chickens come through here. Pound it all in, fertilize it, and next year I expect this to be twice as good as it is already. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out so far with as little work as we've done to it. But the plan is to bring the chickens in here and fertilize it and take care of it. Next year, let it grow up twice as much, go to seed, mow it, and hopefully by then we can get some goat fencing in here and have another, I'd say about 3/4 of an acre of pasture to rotate them through. It's all good forage for them. They love the clover, and actually they love the fescue grass more than anything. So pretty excited to have this year. So this is one of our Premier One chargers. It's the biggest one that we have, and actually I think it's the biggest one they make in the blue cover before you get to the big suitcase style ones. We've had really good luck with all of Premier's chargers. We had a 60 last year. It stopped putting out spark, and we called them. They were super easy to deal with. The guy diagnosed it over the phone, sent us the part that we needed for free. We had it going in like 2 days. The only negative thing I have to say about this one is the 180 comes with such a big solar panel that the way they have the mounting set up, it's almost, when you have it flat like these late spring days to soak up all the sun, it's almost like it's too much leverage on it, and it won't, no matter how much you tighten it up and no matter what degree setting you put it on, eventually either the wind or whatever, you'll come down one day and it'll just be laying like that. But as long as this thing is charged, it holds a charge for, I think, well, last year we had the pigs for 6 months on the dot, and I think I had to swap it out to charge it just one time. So I have nothing bad to say about any of Premier One's equipment. So all this stuff that I have came with the kit. When we bought the charger, we bought just the whole kit. Ground rod. I think it came with a grounding base. You slide into the base and you can shove the whole charger in, but ground rod with the ground that we have is way easier. Both leads, and came with a little charger. I'm sure they make more sophisticated ones, but this one seems to work well. As long as I can find a place without a rock to get this ground rod into. $4,000 volts, so it could be better, but I didn't do a very good job weed whacking. I just kind of did a hack job. Okay, so I went around the whole fence. I was getting 4,000 volts everywhere. Uh, Along that back edge there where I weed whacked, we had quite a bit of rain last night, and obviously that didn't get a chance to dry. I removed a few huge clumps of grass driven right up into the hot wire, and I'm back up to 6,000. And when I come down here to check them tonight before I go to bed, I'll guarantee you I'll have 8 or 10,000 volts. Um, once that gets a chance to dry, everything will be all right. I'm confident this will keep the foxes away from them. The dogs are out all day too. I mean, they're down here all the time. Olivia's down here all the time. I don't think we're gonna have a problem. Um, I say that, we probably will, but hopefully we don't. If we do, I'm gonna have to take some more drastic action. But the chicken tractor itself is pretty resilient to animals, other than if they start digging. If they get in the fence and they have enough time to dig, yeah, we'll have a problem. But I think it's gonna be fine. Anyways, hope you enjoyed today's video. That's all we got for you. It's been a wicked busy spring. Summer should slow down a little bit for us, and we might be able to get a few more videos out to you. Yeah, see you on the next one.